Garage. I'm Gabe, and we just got a 2003 Hyundai something or other 5-speed car at an auction for 10 bucks. So we're just gonna see what we can do with this thing, whether we can make a little money on it or what. It was wrecked, it ran, I don't know how long it's been parked, obviously a while, and we're gonna see whether we can get it running and either sell it as is, just scrap it, or fix it. So let's start that. Well, I'm on a time crunch as always, and it didn't seem like popping the hood would be a very quick deal. But there's a gap here big enough to get to the batteries. I'm gonna hook jumper cables from the truck to the battery through the gap. It looks like it's been parked here from the tag since 2019. And it's making a jingling noise, which is interesting. All right. Put it in neutral. Turn the key. Oh, it feels like it has no clutch and no turnover. Don't hang on to both battery cables at once. That wasn't bad at all. Now, with the floppy no clutch pedal, let's see if we can drive it. If it still runs after we unhook the jumper cables, it might die. It's hard to hear, but I think it's still running. It runs and doesn't sound bad, and it doesn't have a clutch. But let's see if I can float it into reverse and back up, which I know you gotta have your clutch to start going in one direction. You can't really float the gear. We're gonna do it anyways. Or attempt to. It dies when you does do that. We will attempt this one more time. It might go if I rev it up. Fired right up. Well, we are back working on this Hyundai thingy-mabob, and I'm going to see if I can get the hood popped to see if we can get the clutch working so we can start it and drive it out of here. Ta-da! Well, here's the motor. I don't think it has any antifreeze in it. I think the radiator's messed up. And yeah, it's empty on antifreeze. Engine oil's good. Power steering's good. Here's the hydraulic clutch, and it has fluid. So good that it has fluid, not good that it's not working. Let's see if I can loosen this up here. Well, I can work it back and forth. It's actually out right now, and there's in. And there's a bleeder on this. So we're gonna loosen that bleeder up and see what happens. Well, a 10 fits it. Push it to the floor. Let up. Push it to the floor. Let up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook jumper cables to it. We're gonna start it. Then I'm gonna pull the clutch because we can't get it to pressure up. The master cylinder is bad, I believe. And I'll let the clutch go once Maddie has it in first gear, and then she's gonna drive it to where we're going and shut it off. I couldn't find my box cutter. I was gonna cut this out of your way.
Tiny bit of gas.
Well, there she goes. Nice driving, 007.
Thanks.
You like it?
I
It's
don't.
a new car?
No, but I'm surprised at it being wrecked on how well it drives.
Well, I'm gonna get started on this car again, and I'm pretty sure it needs a master cylinder because the clutch didn't work and the clutch was bleeding, but each time we pushed the pedal, fluid came up out the top. So I'm gonna assume it's just has bad O-rings in it and is letting pressure go this way instead of down pushing the clutch. So I'm gonna replace the master cylinder on this thing. Well, I got the new clutch installed. I kind of got it bled by myself. It will work. It was just the master cylinder. I will need some help bleeding it, so I will get someone to help me, and then we'll probably take this thing for a drive. And maybe we'll get a new battery for it, so I don't have to jump start it. All right, so it's not properly bled. I have it hooked up to be jump started. It's not done how it should be. It should be done better, but we're gonna go ahead and see how it does. She's running. Go ahead and unhook these. Shut this. It's like out of fuel. Let's see if the clutch works enough to get in gear. Oh, it does. So I'm gonna go put air in the tires because it has an almost low tire. Yeah, the clutch is still soft, but it works. Yeah, the tire's pretty low. I'll grab an air chuck and get some air in them. All right, so the tires are aired up. Y'all drift here with me. This thing's powerful. I'm in second gear and I'm going 25. But I am going to spin right back around because I think the low fuel is getting to me. It says there's a tiny bit, but it just doesn't seem like it runs very good. It's either the clutch gripping and non-gripping, or it's just cutting in and out because fuel. But I don't want to drive it down the road and get stuck in this thing, so we're just gonna go repark it for now. But we'll get back into it and get it running again soon. Probably on this same video. It's all gonna be one video, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Drift likes it. Well, the clutch is fixed, so we're gonna pull the radiator and pop a different radiator in here because this one's cracked and leaking. The brackets up here, which I already got, and undo the hoses. And then there's probably 2 plugs on the fan motors to undo, and it should pop right out. The radiators look to be the right radiator, except for this one here has been replaced, I'm going to assume. Because this is for a manual car with no lines down at the bottom. No lines coming out of here. This is out of an automatic car. It has the lines for the transmission. So either they just ended up accidentally throwing this in factory, or someone's replaced it, which I would guess someone replaced it. And it came out of an automatic car. They just didn't use the lines because it's a manual. But other than that, they look to be the same. So I'm gonna take these bolts out of the top here, swap the fans over to this one, and throw this one in. I also did not mention to unhook the AC, which you'll need to do that. I just forgot to mention it. So I don't need it. So it's broken, so I'll just throw the fans over. Another reason why I'd say this one is replaced is because this one had Phillips headed hose clamps on it, and this one has the squeeze kind of hose clamp. And usually factory they come with these. So with it replaced top and bottom on this, I'm gonna assume someone changed the radiator. clean up a couple things. But on the front of this car, it's not straight. This side is all crammed in compared to that side. And at the moment, all I have is a chain and a weight. So I'm gonna back up a couple times for this hook to the front and try to pull the front out. If you can't tell, I used to work for a body shop and used to do professional body work. True story. Not like this though. So I don't remember where we last quite left off with this. I know we were in the process of putting the radiator in, and then it got dark, so I don't think I finished filming that. But basically put the radiator in it and parked it, and now this is about a month later almost, and we're now filling it up with gas, and we're gonna move its location. So we're gonna be taking this thing for a drive after this finishes. All right, so let's see how it starts. All right, so I'm in the car, gonna head down the road. You can see it's up to temperature, and here's first gear. Now, if you guys think I'm doing something wrong driving this car with how I'm driving it, I do drive manual trucks, diesel manual trucks for the most part. So, I'm not quite sure how to drive a manual car. I hear on a gas motor on these foreign cars, the RPM band is higher. I'm not really looking, I'm just listening, but I'm kind of getting it to around 4,000. But if that's not how I should be driving it, I'm not used to driving something like this. We're in fourth gear. Driving pretty nice. down to 40 miles an hour in fifth gear, pulling about 1800 RPM. Climbing back up a little. Well, up here I'm going to start hitting the downshifts to see how it does. Right about here. Compared to a pickup, these gears are so far apart, it's weird. I was able to slow down a lot from that. We'll go ahead and drop another gear. Go ahead and drop another one. Very smooth, very smooth. So far everything looks good temperature wise and stuff. Seems to be a pretty good runner. Well, we made it back and I'm gonna clean out this car. Here's what it looks like on the inside. Threw a little bit of tape on the steering wheel. Dash is all dirty. None of the windows are up, but they were extremely dirty. Here's the airbag and a bunch of papers and stuff. Here's the back of the car. So I'm gonna vacuum this thing out, spray and clean the door panels, and then show you the inside. Oh yeah, and there's no speakers in the back. Well, here we go. Well, here's the interior of the car after being cleaned, just lightly. It's a lot better than it was. And in here, while cleaning it, I found a shifter boot and the a new handle for it. So I threw that on there, and that looks pretty good. And then I didn't give the trunk the best, but I think it has some holes to where it gets dust in it, and I'm gonna be getting more dust in it probably. So next, I think I'll wash this thing off, which I probably won't show you guys that because I'm by myself right now and don't have anyone to film. And later on, we'll be doing something about these headlights, probably throwing headlights in it, trying to get the hood a hair more straighter. And I'll probably just take steel and build a bush guard for it, a bumper bush guard. Not certain on that, but we'll see. Well, these conventional headlights are little shots, so we're gonna do something aftermarket to give this thing headaches. Well, we're gonna give it that too, but to give it headlights for a temporary situation. I didn't go very hard on it because I didn't want to destroy the car, just the headlight. And that first throw landed there, so yeah, I destroyed the car anyways. Right, Drift? So my thoughts are use these for the headlights and use these for a blinker. So that's what we're gonna do. the car. I know last I was putting headlights in it, and I had planned to get some actual headlights, but that never happened. And I was trying to do some interesting stuff like weld up a washer right in here for a marker light, and for some reason I couldn't get that working. I could wire up that marker light and it wouldn't blink or marker, but if I popped a bulb in the actual plug, it would blink and stuff. So don't know why. I just ended up shoving the marker slash blinker lights in there, wired up the headlights, and I'd been driving this car for I don't know, quite a few months. And now the front tires are a little bit bad. Clutch started to bleed off. And one day my ratchet strap holding the hood down broke. So that flew up in the air and dented the roof in, spidered up the window, and dented the hood worse. So now I'm selling this thing on Marketplace. I have someone coming today. They're gonna be buying it for 600 bucks. And I bought it for $10. I have been paying insurance on it, which I can't remember how much that is, and I tagged it, so I have some money in it there. But other than that, just for parts, I put a radiator, water, and a master cylinder in it. And that's all I've done for parts. So other than fuel and insurance and stuff, I spent around 100 bucks on this car, and I'm selling it for 600. So if you see an old junk car you can get for 100, 200 bucks, it might be worth it. You might come out on top just to drive it or even fix it and sell it. So hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching Black Diesel Garage. And once again, all the support is always appreciated. The likes, the subscribing, and the commenting, all that, we love it. And we'll catch you on the next one. So see you guys.